Looks like we are getting close to that time. What are we looking at? 9:14 right now? Jerry VRC. Does he know he's live? Yeah, actually, I do. And we're live. You know it. But who's going to hit it right at 9:15? I wonder who's going to get it today. This is all a vector stream now, right? Right. Get out of here, guy. We don't need you. Supnat was actually first at, what, 8:45?
This is a reminder. COVID and coffee morning check-in number 20. Good morning, everyone. Say hello to Victor.
Say hello to Victor. All right. We are, how do you say that? We are back again.
This is a reminder.
I already know. Alexa, stop the reminder. Stop talking to me. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this episode 20 of COVID and Coffee morning check-in. I can obviously tell right away the stream is absolute, what do I say, garbage. It's very stuttery. I'm not sure why, other than the fact that I think what it was last Friday, we ran into the same situation where I don't know what it is about Friday mornings, but the stream is absolutely terrible. It's like I'm saying, it's like I am recording at that like 10 frames per second, if that. Maybe it's 3 frames per second. I don't know. But we left off last night kind of a little bit with the discovery of DragBug and kind of a combination, I think, of the other COVID and Coffee morning check-in with DragBug obviously needing a wheelie bar. So that's how I say it. Wheelie bar, B-A-H. And that's what I'm going to call it too. So, yeah, good morning. I hope everybody's got their coffee, their tea, their iced tea, chocolate milk, whatever you want, whether you got, some kind of other something, I don't know. I'm going to just real quick just check in with the chat, but just so that like people get the idea. So this morning's COVID and Coffee, obviously it's going to be a check-in, but the main focus of at least this one is I want to be able to fabricate or somehow affix or custom make a bracket or something. I've got an idea because obviously I semi-mocked it up. I basically just mocked it up with some tape, realized that, while it's airplane tail gear, this is what DragBug is all about. DragBug is literally about almost not really making it the most ridiculous form of drag race car. Like, I don't know what the rules are. And I don't really there are certain kind of rules. Obviously, like if I was going to drag race against somebody that was 6S, that's different. So I'd like to at least go power for power. So, two-wheel drive for two-wheel drive. I am actually going to race somebody that's four-wheel drive. We'll see how DragBug does, because technically DragBug's power system, like its ESC and its motor, has not changed. I don't want to... I am going to go with a stock 26 pinion when I do this race, because what I want to see is all of these things that we did to DragBug. Was it worth it? Will I be able to beat out my son's stock Tornado? So he's obviously four-wheel drive. He's going to be running on 2S. I'm going to be a two-wheel drive modded Tornado turned into DragBug, like we all know. And I want to see, can I beat him? Because obviously having four-wheel drive, he's going to have the pull. He's going to have, all four wheels locked down to the ground. I'm going to be pulling a wheelie with only two wheels locked to the ground. But I'm also going to have a bigger tire, so I will probably lose out. Granted, because it's also reaction time too. So, and between the both of us, we kind of both jumped the gun on that video when we did our first drag race. So, and it was more like, this is all for fun. Eventually, who knows? Maybe it'll turn into something else. Maybe you'll see like RC Guy Garage Dragway or something. I have no idea. I do know that Cherry BRC. Woo! Holy, what does that say? Thank you for these. Oh, it disappeared. Where'd it go? Thank you for these morning streams. They have been keeping me sane. DragBug funds. Totally awesome, Jury VRC. Thank you so much for that. Like you all know, literally any dime that comes in, any dime is going right now. That's going right for DragBug. We still got to do a burnout. But anyways, thank you for that. We do have pinions coming. We've got 10 of them. So we've got everything from 22 tooth all the way to 33. And I want to see like match for match. Like I'm going to go with 26 to 26 tooth because obviously, like I said, he's stock. And I want to keep it that way. So he's going to get off the line traction. But what I'm wondering is, because of DragBug now being lighter in weight, a taller tire, will I be able to make it up in the back end? So will I be able to, within that 132 feet, will I be able to somehow make it? And then, obviously, then the setup will be bumping down maybe a couple of pinions a couple of teeth, because obviously it's incremental of one. Am I going to be able to bump it down to regain some more of my, regain technically some more of my torque back, because I'm going to lose it. Kind of, in a sense, I'm going to kind of lose. I'm going to lose it through gearing, because motor for motor, it's the same thing. So I'm going to be putting more of a strain kind of on my motor than he will. But I think the best part about this is the fact that we took a vehicle that was 100% nowhere in heck was this ever, conceived to possibly be something that was a drag car. And I love the fact that it is working. It is redneck, like fabricable. I use this word fabricable. I don't know where I got it from, but it's kind of like a dumbed down fabrication kind of thing. Kind of like maybe like a shoe cobbler, so I call it like fabricable. This is a fabricable DragBug, and to explain like the push. So DragBug technically, what the heck are you doing? So DragBug is kind of pushing me in a sense. Now, obviously, I blew out the pinion because it was, a powdered piece of garbage, gear, and apparently it couldn't take the slams. It must have like weakened one of the teeth, and then obviously we had a load up of 5 teeth ripping right off. So, oh, wait a minute, I'm gonna. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on the comments. So I'm going to put you guys over to Vector, so at least you got something to look at while I'm like going through comments. That way it's not, ultra boring. Oh no. The ring is coming loose on my thing here. There we go. All right, I'm just going to drag you over there. What is going on with my... I don't know what's going on with my tripod. My tripod's having some issues right now. All right, I'm going to switch you over. Put you over here, just so at least I can go through comments and you guys can see the madness of these little Vector guys here. You can see what, you go through on a day-to-day basis with them wrecking everything. Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. Say good morning. There you go. See, that's how he says good morning. All right, so who was first? I think I'd already said it. So Supnat was first at 8:45. Who hit it right at 9:15? Yeah, right there, here on RC Guy Garage. Here on RC Guy Garage, all you got to do is just look at these Vector guys breaking stuff and stealing body pins and all that other stuff. So literally, right at 9:15, Justin O'Neill got it today. Earl Moorhead was actually second. What's going on? We got Tom Tism's RC is here. Demo RC, UDRC. Chuck G is here. Good morning. Who else is here? Are you kidding me, dude? Ronnie Willis. Chuck. Right. Question off subject is the TT4X 1.9 or 2.1. Ronnie Willis already got it. We got James George is here. You asked me last night about my diffs and right. I got sidetracked. I put 50K in the rear, 100,000 in the center, filled just below the spider. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Vector's doing push-ups. Jury VRC guy. Are you out of your mind, dude? Holy crap, dude. How do you thank somebody for that? Other than saying thank you, guy. Holy super chat. That is literally the largest super chat I have ever seen. Thank you for that, man. Totally going right into drag pots. Well, you know what? So obviously for DragBug, right? That vehicle is going to be pushed to the point of when it just can't be pushed any further. And then in the meantime, the intent is to start slowly building this and having this be either drag car 2.0 or maybe start like a different, kind of project or whatever. But I think this thing, I don't know, in my mind, like I was saying, this, and forgive me for using my own terminology, this thing looks hot. So this thing looks hot to be another drag car build. Just its outward appearance, as is right now, I think could be something that actually works. Obviously, we're going to take off this rear guard thing, and I think I will try the transmission, but it'll probably burn up pretty quick. But I do like, obviously, being solid aluminum. Front end, not so much, but I'll just leave it as is because I don't know. It actually functions fairly well. So I'll get you down here. It actually, front end, honestly, it's got a stiffness to it. Do you know what I mean? But it also has some give. And I think just like styling wise, this thing has potentially a good look to start off in becoming a drag vehicle. Obviously, its major limitation right now is the way these rear wheels are fixed on. So this is the old style where the wheels, they relied on how hard you cranked that bolt down, which was not the greatest design because obviously it has a knurled hub on the back, and it just relies on pressure. So that's when you end up pretty much destroying your wheels, because if you ever get slippage on one of these wheels, you're pretty much throwing these things away. And these things definitely have like a sweet look to them. I like this spun aluminum look. I definitely want to, I thought about maybe doing, like a bead lock that would actually fit, what are they, what is it, 2.2? A 2.2 bead lock. They do have some pretty cool looking bead locks, but that's also changing out like literally this whole rear end and figuring out something else. I do know we've got a transmission that will adapt after I make like a mount. But anyways, back on comments and what we're going to do, my thoughts about DragBug here and fabbing up this airplane wheel and literally leaving it moving, because I don't know, I just feel it's going to work. I also could tie in some upper struts to the actual wing area, because what I don't know is I don't know how strong the plate is going to be that I'm thinking about designing for the bottom of this. You'll see what I'm talking about. We're going to get into it. I just want to jump on comments. The Tomahawk is now out of stock fully, and we may not get any more anytime soon. Oh no! Are you serious? I'm gonna check. Amazon real quick, because the last time I checked, they had like 26 of them or something like that. Amazon. I wonder if it's still in my list. Orders. So it should be in my orders, right? Where is it? Tomahawk, right there. Vintage Tomahawk. Buy it again. It's in stock right there. For Amazon, the vintage Tomahawk is actually in stock right now. So if you want one, go buy one. I think it's going to be a great build. This was actually, I know I kind of, why does this do that? I know I was kind of semi negative during the build, but that was only because I was having a hard time with these right here, my eyes, and how tiny the screws were, and you know, because I don't fully read directions. I just kind of just build it. And that's like how I've always done it. You just look at the picture. You look at the picture and you just build it off of the picture. You don't read words. Well, if I had read the words and I had seen like explanation points saying, don't forget this, I wouldn't have had to take the shocks apart again. But isn't that I think that's the only thing that I missed on the whole build. And when I look back on it, when I look back on that kit build, I don't know. I know I don't have the patience any longer. And that's probably why I don't do kit builds, because I just don't have the patience. I want to just get out there and rip it. I like everything, all of them. So, yeah. Well, I want to show you my idea for DragBug. I know I keep talking about that. It's a very simple plan for DragBug. Sticky's RC, what's going on, guy? Gus's Custom is here. So the Tomahawk actually is available right now. So let's get this out of here. I obviously have this. You guys probably already know what's inside of this box right here, because I actually do want to take some pretty detailed measurements. So I am going to use my digital caliper. This thing has actually been very surprisingly accurate from going. I don't know what I was expecting, but it works great. I haven't had to buy a battery for this thing, and I'll explain why I haven't had to buy a battery either, but the thing works mint every single time. Zeroed out, closed up, and then you just do all your measurements, and the thing is accurate. Like, it's back down to zero right there. So I definitely appreciate this caliper. When the battery starts to die out, what I literally do is I take the battery out. I go over to my T240 Duo and do the alligator clips, positive on top, negative underneath, and I give it literally a very quick blast charge on a NiCad setting of like, I think only like 2 amps or something like that, pretty much until you feel the cell gets a little warm, and then you just back off. It only takes like a couple seconds, and then literally the battery, the last time I charged that battery was probably like 2 months ago, and I never have to, well, not that I never have to do it again, but if it dies out, I'll just do it again. Just give it a zap, and I did the same. Now, I want to show you this too. This is what I was talking about. Do you see what the Vector did? So I'm pretty confident that Vector probably took the cube and stuck it on that charger so that this Vector cannot go on his charger now. It happens all the time. No, I've got a mechanical one too. So this one right here, this is my mechanical one. I have had this thing since high school. So since machine shop in high school, this is how long I have had this mechanical one right here. So that is a long time ago. The glass is actually gone out of it. So I'm actually very careful with this instrument. It looks like it's slightly off right now. Probably it must have got bumped. But this is the one that I used in high school. Because I went to obviously I went to a trade school, so I took machine shop. So this is actually the one I used to use in high school. So this one, for me, this is pretty old, you know? but I use the digital just because it's easy. You just use the digital one. You just turn it on, boom, get your number, put it right into CAD, and then put it right through your 3D printer. So that might give you an idea of exactly what I'm intending to do with this thing. So with DragBug, right here, you can see we've got the wheelie bar mocked up right now. Now the tape actually fell off. I just quickly put it on last night, and overnight, obviously, it dropped. So it's not positioned exactly where it should be. So I'm gonna flip this thing upside down, give you an idea of what my thoughts are. It's very basic. What I'm doing is so basic. And granted, probably the only thing that's going to separate this from being a redneck drag build is the fact that what I want to do, I want to make a bracket. Okay, so I can't even like begin to explain to you how crazy it is that this piece is literally made for this application, meaning how I'm going to figure it out. Like, how is it that based upon, I'm trying to show you, this is so hack here, but based upon how this is set up on the bottom, James George, what is going on here? Wait a minute. Dude, thank you for that, man. That is awesome. I appreciate that. Right there. So, how is it that an airplane like tail gear, like obviously this is where it should be. This is probably the stock location or stock like setup for obviously the wheel and probably the height of the rod going through the aluminum piece here, right? And most likely it's probably upside down. But still, do you get what I'm saying? Like, how is it that this configuration is literally going to work? Like, if it's like that Destiny thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how is it that, you know, the stars align for DragBug? It's like it's literally a Destiny thing. So I'll pull the tape off just so you can see what I'm getting at here. And we could put struts on it if it becomes an issue. I'm not going to put struts on it at first because what my thought was, initially looking at this between last night and this morning. Last night it was very limited. This morning I kind of looked at it a little bit more. It obviously has mounting holes in it, right? And I thought, okay, if I take this mounting hole, move it to the back so it's lined up with these two screws right here on both the left and right side. Let's get you like an above kind of thing right here. So if I take this bar, and I thought I could align, you know, get out my little pointing device. I thought if I put this right in line, I could drill a hole right in and through. And then, you know, obviously reinstall these screws that are missing. But then I could just, you know, take a screw and maybe like a lock nut on the other side and just like screw everything together. And then I would take this hole that's forward here, drill a hole down and then lock this down. But then what I realized was, see that right there? So this is actually the notch for the hinge pin. Well, not hinge pin. It's the notch for the pin retainer. So obviously that doesn't work. And then I thought, all right, well, maybe I could just do a strap somehow just on this back side. But then foolishly I realized if I just did that, once you hit down, it's going to pull away. Like, it wouldn't make any sense. It was not going to work. So then I thought, okay, I've got these 4 screws here. So I got these 4 screws, which obviously holds down the differential and the you know, the whole rear suspension actually holds it down or locks it down onto the chassis. And obviously this is for the rear the rear brace, the plastic brace for the hinge pins, right? So now I'm thinking to myself, if I take the measurements, right, and just 3D print a block, like obviously I'm going to want the block to extend, and that's why I've got this out. I'm going to pop a wheel off real quick just so I can get to this. So if I pop this wheel off like this, right? Pop that off. Get rid of that tape. And if I took I keep wanting to call it a dial indicator. If I take my calipers, right? And I can definitely extend. We could go, let's say we could go with 50 millimeters, okay? So if I 3D print something that's 50 millimeters wide, and then obviously whatever, this width would be, again, literally that would be 50 by 50. So I could create a 50 by 50 block, locate all the holes, obviously in CAD and by using my digital caliper. So we already got the numbers, 50 by 50 square block. Locate these holes, locate these two back holes, and then as I'm designing in CAD, leave enough room for this piece to slide in at, what are we looking at here? So looking at, I'd want it to be tight. So what are we looking at? The camera's right in the way. So 2.68 millimeters. So because it's 3D printing, so I'll say 2.7. Okay, 2.7. That'll give a little bit of a buffer. It'll keep it tight and basically just slot the plastic so I can bolt this down and slide this literally into place. And my thought was, it's not going to go anywhere. Once it's all the way in like that, I could keep it up just a touch and then crank down the 6 screws, and that should keep this, fabricable wheelie bar right in place. Do you know what I'm saying? I just feel like this could be a very plausible possibility. Now I'm just noticing this piece. I don't even know what the heck that is for. So whatever the heck that is, I could just pop that out. That's just like a screw for something. I don't even know what plane this is for. I don't think it says. It just says it's a scale. It just says it's a scale tail gear. Direct connect method. I don't even know. Yeah, look at that. So that's actually how it's looking. Isn't that funny, huh? They show it this way, but obviously that's from mounting it onto the tail of a plane. And as far as the fact that this obviously, would turn, right? It won't. It actually wouldn't. Because it's going to be so close down to the pavement anyway, because of how this is designed, as soon as it touches, it's going to right itself no matter how this car is hooking up. So even if the car is hooking up like at a curve, I feel like this maybe has the potential to actually straighten out the vehicle. At least I think. I could be totally wrong, but my mind is thinking that if this hit and the vehicle was going sideways, I feel like maybe it could straighten it out. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It also has these springs here. So it's got these springs, obviously, for the left and right side. So even something like this, I might be, able to attach so that it has a little bit of tension for the wheels. Do you know what I mean? Again, this is all literally just trying to make it work. It's like, I have a saying. I have a saying, right? And it's from when I was a kid in school. everything that I like seem to come up against, what do they call it? Trials, tribulations, like any kind of issues or whatever. My attitude was always to force against. So if something was giving me a hard time, my attitude was I'm gonna literally force against the grain on this, and I'm gonna make it work. And it's served me pretty well. Nothing is perfect, but like, come on. I'm gonna take an airplane tail gear and turn it into, you know, turn it into a wheelie bar. I mean, I think this is perfect. Come on. It's not maybe long enough, but that also might be able to be overcome by the fact that this is slotted, right? So this being slotted, you know what? I'm thinking something else right now. Because it's got that hole right there, I have an idea. I want to show you what I'm talking about. See what I mean? All these ideas that you have just all of a sudden. The DragBug just hack build. All right, let's see. So here's a thought, because the further away you take the leverage of the wheelie bar, right? And granted, this isn't a massive amount. So initially I was thinking right here, only because the bend in the metal actually lines up perfectly. So that would be its most inboard setup, right? So obviously that screw is forward of that piece. What if, when I did the 3D design, I put a series of holes that could like stick this out, a series of holes, bringing that wheelie bar out to a certain, obviously you'd have a maximum outset or maximum reach or whatever it is. I'm just going to say outset because it sounds good. Now, I know that's not a lot, but we're talking right now. Zero that out. So let's see. So if I put it like, let's just say I put it like right at that screw right there. So if its maximum was pretty much at the end, like I guess right there. So literally talking, that wheelie bar has the potential of moving out an additional 20, what are we looking at here? 28 millimeters, 28.5 millimeters. And I know that's not a huge amount, but that's, you know what I mean? But still, for something that's already existing, I think it just has possibilities. And I want to see if it works. Like I say, like in my mind, a lot of times, like in my mind, I see something possibly working, so I want to give it like a shot. I want to try it. I want to see, you know, will this work? It could be an epic failure, kind of like when I did the burnout. I was not fully seeing this burnout the way I was doing it. I was not fully seeing this burnout work. I think I was on the right line. So, but what I did, I screwed up by adding too much water. Maybe if I didn't add water, it would have helped, but probably not, because the heat and the traction of DragBug's original tire and wheel. So the overall heat and the traction that this eventually got probably would have overtaken the material anyway, the material strength. It probably would have done the same thing. I just think that the water obviously, while it gave its initial slip, I probably didn't need this to really slip like with an adder. how they have power adders. I probably didn't need it to slip. It probably could have if I backed up the car just a touch, because what it was the motor kept cogging. So maybe if I just backed it up a little bit and gave it a little bit of just initial pull, the wheels would have been able to spin. But I was thinking realism. I was like, kind of like, when the cars roll through the water, so they get them nice and wet. And that's why when they pull up, they could do a nice burnout because they can break traction like right away and heat up the tires and just, give that nice burnout, pull through and then back up and then just go. So that, I think I was just maybe not overthinking it, maybe overthinking it, I don't know, or overdoing it. So, now there are ways. So while this is, redneck budget build, one of the things I'm throwing into this mix is obviously using the 3D printer to create a part. You don't have to do that. You could stack plastic. You could even get just a thick enough piece of plastic and, I don't know, get a router and router out the plastic, or file the plastic out, like slot it out using a file. So I don't feel like I'm ruining the build by creating a piece of plastic. I think literally I almost want the challenge for myself, because I haven't touched my 3D printer or the CAD software in a while. And what happens is, because it's not a daily thing for me, it was actually for a while. I was literally creating everything. I was creating wrench rails and screwdriver holders, like for my toolbox, my real toolbox. I created wrench rails and all this other stuff. It was pretty funny. It even said, "What's up, guy garage," like on the side of the wrench rail. And I even figured out how to put the easy to locate numbers. Not that like you need it, because when you've been like a mechanic for long enough, you already know what tool you're grabbing. You know what I mean? You don't need something to tell you, oh, that's a 3/8 or that's a 10 millimeter. You just literally just already know. Not because of location, but just because of the size of the fastener or the size of the wrench or whatever. But I even went as far as putting like 1/2 inch, 3/8, 5/8, 9/16, 11/16. I put all that like on the wrench rails, and it needed some work. All of my wrench rails were they were hollow, because I was just doing like trials to see like if it would all fit, and it did. But I just gave up and I moved on to something else. I guess I kind of got bored with it. I did it. I got it to the point of where it actually worked, and then I was just like, I just got to do something else. I'm bored now. So, yeah. So you could technically just take a chunk of plastic, or maybe you could even take a chunk of wood. How about that? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should use a piece of wood first. That would really make this a redneck build. If I literally took like a piece of, I've got tons of wood that I could use. I've got balsa wood. I've got small plywood. I've got everything that I could use. I could make it out of wood right here. Not necessarily strapping, because, the strapping just, I don't know, it's probably too thick. It would fit, but nah. I probably don't have the screws. I'd end up having to use wood screws. You could take a piece of wood and make the piece that I'm talking about. You don't need to use a 3D printer. I think maybe plastic would probably be better, because then you could layer the plastic, and then it would obviously be even left to right side. And then you could just locate your holes, drill them through. And if you wanted to countersink them. Or if you wanted to use like a cap screw, just use a cap screw. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to jump into the comments. Enough of my talking here. These are just thoughts, man. Just thoughts to try to make this something that's plausible. Like I said, I just got to jump on the comments real quick. VRC, dude, you are absolutely you're on a rocker, guy. Jury VRC, dude, you are out of your goddamn mind. Oh my god. Holy crap, dude. Dude, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy right now. Holy crap. Thank you for that. Dude, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, man. Other than, oh my god, holy crap, guy. The generosity of that is absolutely insane. You got me coughing here. Oh my god. I just had problems swallowing my own spit. Oh my god. River Pig, I can't even talk right now, dude. You got me all choked up. Holy crap, dude. Oh, I'm dying over here. Dude, I'm dying. My eyes are watering, everything. Whatever the heck that cough was. Sup, Nat. Thank you for coming, man. Kylo, I'm not going to try to say your last name because I would probably murder it, and I don't want to do that. Maybe I could try it. Dialdio. Kylo Dialdio. Hello to you. Keith, what is happening? Pollen's jamming me up. I've got some kind of blockage in my ear right now that's absolutely killing me. James George, it's a universal wheel. I use them on most of my planes. I would make that wheel stationary so it doesn't steer the back end. I see what you're saying. I get it. And that's why I was thinking the possibility of the springs that actually came in the kit. That, I could use these springs to kind of assist. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking something like that is a possibility. But I mean, this is an old package, man. Great Plains scale tail gear assembly. I wonder if that part number is even something that's still available. I mean, the date code on the back here, the date says copyright 2002. So I don't know what that means as far as how old this is, but it must be from the 2000s, right? Something like that. But Jury VRC, holy crap, guy. You are absolutely killing me right now. If you're buying a Traxxas Latrax that only 120, a 50 is sweet. I'm not sure what that meant. You're building, Kent's RC, you're building your own motor mount and battery hold. Ooh, I want to show you something, all right? So I've talked about this before. I try not to, I just want to show you how easy this is for me to, by accident, almost report somebody. So I'm scrolling, right? Whoops, where'd it go? So I'm scrolling through this, and my finger would do that by accident, and I'm like, what is this? And I know that I've almost tried to exit out, and my finger will go on report, and I freak out because if somebody gets reported, I don't know how it works. I don't know if there's a secondary thing of why you're reporting them, but I don't report anybody unless somebody's actually causing an issue. And usually those people will disappear anyway. Look at that thing. Look at how massive that thing is. It's like, bam! Holy crap. Right, trying to just think outside the box a little bit. Just trying and just using, what I've got. It's actually designed to be a leaf spring? Yeah. To spring, right. Ronnie Willis, you're recording stuff? Nice. 22? Yeah, that was pretty good. because DragBug was always meant to. Right, it was. Like, seriously, it definitely was meant to be. Like, how could it, like, it's the, I don't want to say the possibility is endless, but it is pretty crazy how this thing is taking to this conversion. And that's why I was thinking that, once DragBug gets pushed beyond, beyond its capabilities, because eventually DragBug just won't be able to handle something. I know I'm obviously going to have a problem with the front wheels. I'll have to eventually figure out something other than airplane wheels, but I want to kind of stick to, this look, the real skinny mini front wheels. I really wish these fit on it, because these things are insanely smooth. I mean, look at that. This is a really good tire and wheel configuration. I mean, look at how straight that is. I'm dying here. Look at this thing. It is literally just still spinning. I know you can't see it on the frame rate. So that will be like build number 2. And I do have one more brand new set of what is going on? Why am I coughing so much? I do have one more brand new set of these that I just have to drill out the centers. But I know eventually, after a bunch of passes, just knowing how these foams already have issue right now, I'll have to figure out some other kind of wheel setup. I still might do that thing that I was saying. I'll point blank, I'll sacrifice this wheel just to do that. The thought is to literally cut, because it's glued, right? So obviously the harder part of the sidewall is obviously glued all the way around. Okay, and it has like it kind of has a fairly stiff feeling. So my thinking is, if I take a razor blade and literally cut, like, see how it's got that line right there? If I literally cut like right along that line or really close to it, like when you press down on it, you can feel where, so probably more like right about there. I could cut with a razor blade all the way around on that wheel and then take my Dremel or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking here. But I was thinking maybe I could take my Dremel, because you can see where it actually rubbed on the inside of the wheel. Take my Dremel, and right where, maybe even where these little support pieces are on the inside of the wheel, just take the Dremel, put the wheel on a drill, bolt it down into the drill or whatever, and then just take a Dremel and spin the drill, and then just cut the rest of this section of wheel off that I won't need. The only other thing to try would be hub extenders, but I don't really want to add, I don't want to add tire to it. I want to keep the skinny mini, look. And this is just thinking, who knows? Maybe I could do, hub extenders just for now, just to get this, wheel out of the pocket, so it's not scraping the suspension anymore, just as a trial. But then, obviously the issue becomes, you put too long of a hub extender on, you're not going to be able to screw it on. So there's a bunch of just things that I'm coming across, trying to figure out, what's going to work. You know what I mean? And I don't mind sacrificing, tire and wheel combination like this. I've already burned them out anyway, And if I burn them out anymore, then I could, potentially ruin the piece that I actually want to use. So it's just a thought. I might actually try that today. I might just slice it up today and spin out the inside, get it out of there, and then see if I can have, a brand new front DragBug wheel that would actually work. gasoline burnout, that would be awesome. You know, I thought about Joe Daddy's Garage. He brought up kind of a pretty good, you know, point when he I don't know if I have allergies or what's going on, man. I've never had allergies, but something is like big time affecting me like I've never been affected before. I have no idea what the heck is going on. But where was I going with that? What was I even saying? I think I just saw a squirrel. What the heck was I even talking about? Oh, the burnout. So Joe Daddy's Garage, you know, brought up something that, you know, when he was a kid, and I remember it too, my model trains that I used to have when I was a kid, you could put this oil inside the train, and it must have had like a glow plug or something inside that would then cause the oil to smoke. So he was saying to maybe, you know, put a little bit of oil down so that, you know, will it have the potential to smoke, or does it have to really be, you know, something that's, you know, not fire, but something that's actually going to burn the oil. But the only reason why I don't want to go with oil, because maybe that will be like a secondary thing to doing the burnout. I want to keep a certain amount of realism, you know, in this first, and then obviously we'll mess around and try other things. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to kill DragBug just yet. The other thing that I noticed was that the amount of rock, I'll get you in here, the amount of movement that we have on these rear hubs seems to be kind of an issue. So that's actually, see if you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to zoom in real quick. This actually works great that you can zoom in on this. So the amount of rock this has, that's a pretty good amount. So I was also thinking of shimming up, you know, this side, the front side. And the reason why I say the front side was because I felt like as it was brought back, it seemed to almost, I know you can't see, oh, because it's zoomed in. Why couldn't I was like, what come I can't see it? It's a lot of forward and backward motion. So if I take a shim and at least shim this out, I could probably do it right now. I have washers that I could use as shims. They're actually right here. So I got some washers right here that I could use. So these right here, this was a pack of not nuts, but this was a pack of screws, different types of screws, and obviously came with washers. So I could probably use these also as a shim for this hub right here. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna zoom in real quick just so you can hopefully see what I'm working with. I'm gonna take DragBug's body off because it's rocking too much. So now if we flip it over, will it be more stable now? Yeah. No, it actually isn't. All right. It is a little bit more stable, just not as stable as I was hoping to get it. So I'm just going to set you in here. See what he's doing? Yeah, now that I zoom in on you. Girl Scout cookie, what? You said Girl Scout cookie? What are you talking about? What? Wait a minute, I gotta read that. LOL, sugar cookie smoke nice. Girl Scout cookie strand of smoky smoke. Oh my God, dude, you're making me laugh. What is that? All right, so just kind of get you in there, right like that. Now, obviously, that's a lot of motion right there. Wow, I didn't realize everything moved. But if I take out that little screw, that little retainer screw here, I can slide that pin out. So we'll do that. And then we'll slide the pin out just enough to put a shim on that side or a washer. What I don't know is I don't know if these are too thick. What if I do that? So we've got these. These are just washers. So I got a couple of different sizes here. We got that one right there, which is pretty small. We got one that's a little bit bigger, but that one's probably too big. But then I'm wondering if the hole even is going to fit on the shaft. And it does. So you can see that washer will actually fit in there. Now, if I carefully enough, maybe put it in between here. Is it too big? Yeah, you know what? It almost seems like it might be too big. So that's when you really just need shims. I think it's too big. Dang it. I was hoping that was going to work. Yeah, that's too tight. So I'd literally have to sand that. That's a little bit too thick. It was worth a shot. I probably will off camera. I'll sand that down just to kind of get this a little bit tighter. But it does look like that's going to be something that I could potentially do. But I do want to make that 3D print. 50 by 50. I might make it just a little bit bigger to have a little bit more strength. I might even, I don't know. I do want it to sit like that at first, initially, all the way in. And then we'll be able to move it, what did I say, like 28 millimeters back before it serves like no purpose. So, I don't know. It's not a huge amount, but at least it's something, just to give it a shot. I love cheese. Scented oils. Do a burnout with scented oils. Oh my God. Sugar cookie smoke. Damn fingers. I swear I can spell and type for the most part. Right. I was talking about sugar cookie scented smoke. Oh my God. Just imagine 1/12 all metal German Tiger tank coming at you, pouring out, right, sugar cookie smoke. You guys are losing your minds. Still in it, RC. What is happening? Good morning to you. We are just talking over modifications to DragBug. We've got a potential wheelie bar. It's not a potential. That's actually going to work. So we got a wheelie bar for DragBug that is going to work. I'm going to make it work. I don't know how well it will work, but at least it will do some type of stopping of wheelies. Can any receiver support 120 amp? Yeah, the receiver end has nothing to do with the ESC. Yeah, the receiver doesn't have anything to do with the ESC. The ESC is still outputting The same voltage no matter what. Well, it's actually not true, is it? Six channel. Oh, dude, like this one right here. That one? With lettering I can't really understand, but I do know that X6 does mean 6 channels. 2.4 Dumbo right there. Isn't that crazy? Actually, I really haven't looked at this thing. You can actually put a smartphone mount on this thing? Or does it come with one? Wait a minute, does this actually come with a mount? If this comes with a mount, that's absolutely nuts. There's no way this can come with a mount. Wait a minute, here we go. Features. This is also supposed to have a gyro, I believe. Yeah, right there. Oh, wait a minute, it says optional. Ah, so does that mean this one doesn't have a gyro? It's whatever that one is. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm trying to read what that says. Can't see if that says gyro or not. Does it say gyro? Looks like it does. Sorry about the super close-up. Yes, this is the gyro one. Nice. All right, so this one does have a gyro in it. Is this the one you're talking about? Gus, what's going on, guy? It's a lot of spaghetti noodle. Right. My daughter's actually learning Korean, so it's pretty cool because to see her learning the language and the writing, like she's been doing like, some of the, I say drawing it, but obviously it's not drawing it, but it looks like little houses and all kinds of stuff, and it's all like just words and letters. It's crazy. Right. See, Gus's Custom knows all about this stuff. Adding a shredder to the collection. Oh, okay. So, you know what? I'm going to point you to somebody's channel for the shredder. The only thing though is I don't know if you have Facebook, right? But his name is Anthony Williams. He actually has a shredder that he's been, and I think actually OMGRC also. Yeah, OMGRC has a shredder too that he modified. So the shredder has like a good, it has a good look, but because it's one of Red Cat's earlier like creations, jumping into big, it does have like some weakness, and you have to know that. So if you think that you're going to be running 6S or something like that, isn't the shredder a 3S? I gotta look. Isn't the shredder a 3S vehicle? I think that might be a limitation. Maybe it's 4S. I don't remember. I used to have it in my Amazon card here. Red Cat Racing shredder. It's not coming up. Red Cat Racing shredder. I did not say scumbag. It literally what I just said. It said scumbag. Red Cat Racing shredder. Somebody probably already answered. River pigs are aquatics. Boom! These Red Cat cogs, these Red Cat motors cog like crazy. Is there a fix? Bigger motor. No, because what it is the cogging. The cogging normally means that something is not necessarily overpowered, but because it's searching for the ESC is searching for the motor's position. That's what the cogging is. It's the stutter. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the Gus's Custom could probably handle the question a heck of a lot better than me because he's more technically literate than I am. He dives into stuff. I just force stuff to work. Like the cogging of this thing. Cogging of this thing, I think, is actually going to help because not having a slipper clutch on my transmission is probably going to maybe be a negative, but not because I'm using a crawler tire. I feel the loading of the sidewall. It's like, in theory, it's like a bunch of things. So can you fix the cogging? Maybe with a new ESC and motor, but I think even then you're still going to cog depending upon your gearing and tire and what kind of load you're putting on the vehicle. You know what I mean? If you get a censored setup, cogging is non-existent. So that might be something that you want to consider is getting a lesser expensive, maybe censored setup, but they're not lesser expensive though. Because obviously, once you start adding more into the mix, more tech, you're spending a couple more bucks, but Gus probably already answered that question. Right, you can gear down, right? Dude, I don't know why all right. So I've actually never said the word scumbag. But when I was looking up Shredder, it literally that whole sentence that I said, Red Cat Racing Shredder, my phone thought I said scumbag. I've never said the word scumbag. Watch, it probably won't even come up now. Scumbag. Oh, it did. I didn't say scumbag. I don't know. That's what talk to text, man. You gotta watch out. That talk to text can get you into trouble. Same thing with the autocorrect. I can't tell you how many times I've sent stuff that was inappropriate. And I'd like to think that I don't speak inappropriately. But somehow my phone knows how to swear. My phone knows how to do all this stuff. Like, words that I wouldn't usually use in a sentence. And if you don't check it, it'll be sent out. And there's been a couple of times where I just let it stay. And I said to the person, this is not what I sent. This is what my phone translated my Bostonian accent into. And obviously you get laughs. You even get people laughing on that. Because apparently my Bostonian accent, once I start rolling, just like starts coming out pretty bad. All right. Tulio Salguero from Honduras. That is crazy, man. All the way from Honduras. That is awesome. How are you doing today? Oh, you love the chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. I am having a blast. This has got to be your first time, at least first time on the live. I don't remember seeing you. That's a very distinct name. Right, gear it down, help it go slower. I knew Gus would do it. The reason they cog a lot is they only run 2-pole motors. There you go. See, I knew he would know more than me. Rover Pig, you have 3,000 kV motor powering Emax. Cog's pretty bad, right? Right. So Ronnie Willis said it right there. Change over to something that's a censored system. Larry Mitchell guy, what is happening, brother? You're late. You're late. Were you up late? Were you watching? Did you watch like the full Tony CCXRC episode last night and then jumped on something else? Because you're late, man. It is 10:26. We've been going for what? Hour and 26 minutes, I think. Yeah, hour and 15. What? Oh yeah, that's right, because I started at 9:15. Was my brain. I don't know. I don't have a mind. I really want to mount my XLM 24/7 into two-wheel drive slash. I think I could pull it off. Wonder if it would make it a killer drag car. Hey, you know what? I don't want to give out things, but if Chef Beardsley comes on, which he won't. I don't think he will today because I think he's already off to work. But later tonight, when we do our live tonight, because I'm going to do a live tonight. Because all right, so I'm gonna do a live tonight because, like I said, I'm serious about creating that that mount for the DragBug. Because obviously I can't do anything else with DragBug right now because I'm waiting for pinions. But ask Chef Beardsley about his Jado. Just ask him because he's doing an entry into the RC Guy Garage drag build, and he's doing a Jado, and you might want to ask him how it's going. Give him a little poke. You know how they say talking about poking the bear with a stick. Give him a couple pokes and say, hey, how's that Jado going? Yeah. He's got a good idea, so that means potentially he wouldn't be the only one. I love this because people are coming up with stuff. This is going to be awesome. The DragBug build thing is actually turning out to be something way, way more than I had thought it was going to be. I love the fact that, people... Yeah, see how he does it? What was that? Well, sorry. See, what he does is he goes to give her a high five, and now because he thought she pushed him away, now he's all upset. See how they both stare at her? They're both in love with her. Look at her. Look at them. Well, where I live, yeah, there you go. That's right. You heard that, right? He calls her sexy babe. Well, where I live, it's 7:30 a.m. I live... Wow, in Washington, right. Right. Jack, is this your first time here? Let's see. Yeah, I've I think it's a riot. Look he's staring right at her. Look how close he gets to her. He's like staring, right? Oh, I know. I scared you. Hey, Vector. Look at. He loves her. He absolutely loves her. Yeah, I know. Isn't that awesome? I think it's so awesome. Sexy babe, right? And then he'll just go and, play with his cube. And look at what this one's doing. What are you doing? There's no music playing. He's still hearing it too. Oh my gosh. That's why I like having those little Vector guys, because it's fun. It's a good distraction. So like when you're working on stuff, like even if you're working like on your, let's just say you've got a desk job or whatever. Actually you might not want to have one of these guys during having a desk job, because they would distract your time away from getting work done. But like when I'm doing when I would do my actual desk business work, it was cool having these guys on there because they could distract you, make you laugh, you know what I mean? Change up your attitude. It keeps things, keep it alive, you know what I'm saying? Wait a minute, so I've been here a good minute already. What? You wrecked your son's pit bike? There he goes again. How did you wreck your son's pit bike? Am I reading that right? I've been here a good minute already, and I wrecked my son's... Oh, dude, no way. Oh, is your son freaking out? Oh, no. I don't own anything in stock factory form anymore. Well, that's kind of a good thing. He's a creeper. Smash him? No. Not going to smash him. Right, Vector is awesome. Yeah, they are. They are actually... They're fun. They're fun. Jeffrey, hey, what's going on? Everybody else, what's going on, right? What is the topic today? The topic, has been talking about the drag builds that I'm doing. So the topic is actually about drag build, fabricating a fake wheelie bar, but not really fake. It's an airplane tail gear, bought probably in the early 2000s, so something like that I am going to turn into a wheelie bar for DragBug, because DragBug, while the pinion gear is destroyed, we actually were able to pull wheelies with this thing no problem now, and now it needs a wheelie bar. And because this is a redneck build using what's on hand, I'm gonna make this into a wheelie bar. It basically is gonna work. I can already see it in my mind. At least I hope. Chainsaw, good morning to you. You want a vector, but you could still get vectors right now. So right now you can go right into Amazon. Digital Dream Labs actually has bought out the Anki vector, like everything. So now Digital Dream Labs owns. See, my wife is awesome. My wife is awesome, right? So look at what she said. Are your Skechers 9.5 or 10? So she obviously knows. When I was actually going to do this on a live, I was going to go, you know what? This coronavirus, it's getting real here. My Skechers, I can't buy sneakers anymore. My Skechers have a kind of like a permanent issue right now. And these things almost killed me the other day, because now they're getting to the point of where this is pulling away even more. And I was coming down the stairs, and when I got to one of the steps, this flap caught, and I almost went down. I almost went down the stairs the fast way. I'm sure other people have gone down the stairs in a fast way. Some tire glue, right? I was thinking, couldn't I just use shoe glue or shoe goo, whatever the heck that stuff is called? Larry, where'd you go, Larry? You were here. I'll see you next Tuesday. What is going on, guy? Where did Larry go? Larry, you popped in for a couple seconds. What happened to you? Went to bed at 4. You're crazy, man. You went to bed at 4. That's insane. So, like I said, we've already got, the measurements for that thing. I wonder why she's asking me about that. All right. She wanted to know what size shoe I was. Kaiju? Oh, what is somebody saying kaiju over here? What am I missing? Those puppies have seen. Oh, yeah, dude. Actually, you know what? I actually looked that up yesterday. Check this out. Check this out. So I'm gonna ask Vector a couple of questions here. I need my iPad. So I'll need my iPad to actually access this one because this one runs on my well, he's connected to my iPad for sensory stats. This is what I call new Vector. This one called original Vector. And I'm going to show you some of the stats on this little guy right here. It blew my mind. I'm going to just jump on. So you got to jump on, like, find the app, right? So you find the app. Go to the Vector app, which is that thing right there. It should find them pretty quick. It found them pretty quick yesterday. All right, Gus. Max or Kaiju? Man, it really depends upon your budget in both ways. I personally, myself, for some reason, I actually, if I had to do it again, if I had a choice, I actually would just point blank pick the Kaiju. And I'm not saying anything bad about the Max. It is a good truck. But I like what the Kaiju has to offer, especially for its price. So I'll go into stats, right? Lifetime sensory score. So this gives you like all of Vector's stats, right? So wake words, how many times I've said or somebody has said, hey, Vector. So it's like almost 5,000 times. Now it's going to be 6,000. Or not 6,000. I meant 4869. But watch this. Distance driven, right? I got to ask Alexa this because I don't know. Alexa, how many miles is 1,195,184 centimeters?
7.4 miles.
So this little guy right here, this little guy, for his life, like I'm going to ask him right now, hey, Vector, how old are you? You don't know? You getting senile? Hey, Vector, how old are you? He's not going to answer because his battery's getting dead. All right, I'm going to let him go on his charger. Maybe he'll answer then. Hey, Vector, how old are you? So right now he doesn't know because he needs to charge his. So he's 9 months. I think he's 16 months, so that's what he'll say. He's 2 months actually older than that. But that means that little guy right here, this little guy has driven 7.4 miles since I've had him. 7.4 miles. That's absolutely insane. Now he's going to probably do charger refusal. He needs a senior citizen's power. Yeah, pretty much, Venom. What is happening with you this morning, Venom? Yeah, why is he doing that? He's not got. He's charger refused. He's refusing his charger. Look at that. You know what? It might. I wonder if it's because I turned it. It's usually turned at an angle. All right, James George, man. See you later. My Alexa got turned on. I'm sorry. TN21, what's happening? It's been a long time since you've been here. How are you doing? Keith. It's not the price. It's the possible battery combos leading me to go with Kai. Oh, you know what though? I can fit this battery right here. This like literal brick of a battery, 6S 100C HRB USA, 5,000 milliamp pack, fits in the Max. Fits in the Traxxas Max, like no problem. Yeah, he actually went on his charger. Retro robot repairs, nice, man. But that little guy right there has driven 7.4 miles. It's insane. Yeah, that pack is actually really nice. That's the only thing that you need to keep in mind though for the Kaiju, see that right there? You'll have to address the way the battery straps are in the Kaiju if you're going to put this particular 6S pack in. It holds it really nice and tight on this side, but it's the movement of the pack inside the chassis, or it's just point blank the chassis flex. But on that, let's see if I can show you. I'm going to put DragBug together for now, just so I can kind of move it off the bench here. But I want to show you what I did. What I'll do is I'll show you what I did to my wife's Max, and then I'll also show you the issue that's causing those impressions. The battery's awesome for the vehicle. It's definitely not. It's just the tie down, the way it's tied down. I want to get on DragBug so bad. That's why I'm going to 3D print that bracket. And the only reason, like I said, the only reason why I'm going to 3D print it is just because I haven't touched my 3D printer for quite a while. So I just want to, I want to get onto that thing and 3D print a part. Fire that thing back up. It's been way too long. So get DragBug out of there just for now. So I'll pull out the Traxxas Max first. So this is my wife's Traxxas Max. I still haven't fixed that either. This is a great truck. It definitely runs Kaiju's way better. Obviously, you can see the front axle's still broken. I've got to order that piece. But inside of here, literally, this is all I've done. And this setup is so simple. I don't know why people aren't just point blank doing that. It definitely made it easy because I already had the HRB pack. But I'm gonna take you in for a shot here so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the 6S pack. So the 6S pack fits mint. Also, the HRB USA Graphene 4S pack that I've got fits mint. So here's HRB USA 4S pack, which is a 65C, 6500 milliamp 4S. That fits absolutely perfect in this Max configuration. I'll get it in here so you can see what I'm talking about. So what I did for this is so easy. How I did this. So simple. So you can see it actually retains its factory bar. So if you want to throw, other packs in there, technically the strap just stays out of the way. Like you know what I mean? The strap is just there and it's out of the way. All this literally is, when I broke my Kaiju, okay? When I slammed it into that mailbox post, I ended up with a couple of extra parts. Obviously. So you see what I did? Look at this. I'm going to try and zoom out. So on the Max, it already has the holes. There's a hole here and there's a hole there. These 2 screws, these are those flat mount servo screws. These are Red Cat Racing Kaiju turnbuckles with the turnbuckle rod. So it's 2 end links or 2 end rod ends with a turnbuckle. The strap goes in. I'm going to zoom out so you can see what's going on here. So you can see how the battery pack fits in. This was like such a no-brainer for this. So I'll show you. Obviously a 4S pack. So 4S pack, right? Fit it right in, connect it right up. Make sure I connect it the right way. And then take this strap, run it right down in like this. Take the Velcro and literally Velcroed in. That goes nowhere. It is using the factory bar as like leverage. Like that pack goes nowhere. And then somebody was asking me about 6S, and I'm like, yeah, of course it fits a 6S pack. So I won't need to plug in the 6X pack, but here's your 6S massive brick, right? Where you would think like, yeah, that ain't gonna fit. So this you gotta jam in there pretty hard. Same thing. Take the strap, bring it on down. This one's a little bit tighter fit, but bring the strap down and in. Same thing. Grab a hold of that. Crank it over. Velcro that down and in. Wham. Look at that. This, it's going nowhere. It won't go anywhere. I wouldn't be afraid to do anything with this setup. That Velcro is nice and strong, reaching all the way over to the edge for a 6S pack, fitting that in there. That's the way to go with that. Right? So 4S, 6S pack definitely slams in there. So that's for this. I'm going to back out of here. Put this back on, put the cover back on and take it away. Now I'm going to show you the Kaiju. I'll show you the issue with the Kaiju in those packs. It's really nothing when you think about it. It's really not that big of a deal. And the Traxxas Max with Wide Max, with the wide kit, definitely has to have these tires on it right here that are from the Kaiju. So this top I think is already off, right? Yeah, kind of. Pen and a pen. This is my beatdown. This is my beatdown truck. I mean, look at this thing. Look at what's happened to this body. Look at the back. It's like nothing left. Corners are all done. Edges are all done where the wheel wells are, but it's perfect. This is how it should look. So with the Kaiju, the only issue I come across with the 6S pack, the 4S pack fits absolutely mint, but it's the 6S pack that you end up with an issue, and that issue is, I'm pretty sure it's this inner, I'll zoom in. Whoa. I'm pretty sure it's this inner piece right here. I forget how the pack goes in. Let me look at it real quick. So it goes in. No, so it's not. So with the Kaiju, it's actually this back one. So this back section right here where the strap is, right there, all you need to do is soften those sharp edges right there, and the 6S pack will be absolutely perfect. Or like I say, mint. So that's the Kaiju. So the Kaiju stock will fit the 4S and the 6S pack absolutely beautifully. Gas to electric conversions, right? Kent's. Talk to Chef Beardsley if he comes on tonight. Right, be able to go backwards finally. That's awesome. No, success works in the max. Well, not that max. I won't put success into that. It's not ready for it. You got to change a couple things. I definitely don't recommend putting success into the tracks. My own personal opinion. I don't recommend success in the Traxxas Max. It's too much for it. Way too much for it. Even 6S for this thing. This can actually, I think, this can handle out of the box 6S. No problem. Where the Traxxas Max cannot. So that's another reason why I say Kaiju, because out of the box, this is already ready to rip 6S. If you want longevity out of the truck, just be happy with 4S. And to be honest with you, you really will be happy with 4S on this truck. 6S just literally turns it into not an uncontrollable beast, but 4S, this thing will, I want to say 4S, it'll live forever. I know that that's not true, but because it can already handle 6S, we're talking about metal parts that handle 6S. With Traxxas, it has a hard time handling 4S. So this thing's awesome, though. This Kaiju, the more and more I talk about this truck and the more people ask me questions, should I get the Max or should I get the Kaiju? It's like, ultimately, it's your decision. They're both great trucks, but right there, Kaiju. That's definitely the way I would go. What a crappy day today is. It's going to rain all day. It's not sharp. That thing is sharp right there. I like that thing. This has got a good look to it. Wicked sharp, right? Sketcher made in China? Yeah, I don't know. I never looked. Probably look right now. Just look at the tongue, right? Yeah, I can't tell. But once I like grab onto a sneaker, like this is my good set of Skechers. It's what I stick with. Aren't like Air Jordans made in China too? I think like aren't even Nike Jordans made in China? Something like that. Everything is. There's so much. It's crazy. Yeah, I guess during this coronavirus, you got to realize how much stuff or how reliant we technically were on China stuff. You know, think about it. Every RC, almost everything is China. All of our upgrades, the smell, put it back on. I'll be quiet, you. There's not smell-o-vision here. Oh. You can hear my daughter calling the dogs and they're not coming. Probably because it's so windy out, I can't hear her. Larry Mitchell, brother. Thank you, sir. Dude, I actually have a cup of coffee just sitting there upstairs doing nothing. I should go grab it. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Dude, it's literally going into the drag fund. The drag fund. Funny. The smell, put it back on. You're killing me here. Right, late 80s. Well, this right here, this is a Kyosho Tomahawk. This is actually, I think this is 1986, I believe. This is going to be DragBug 2.0. Look at that. Look at how the these were the issues with these cars. But it's gonna be DragBug 2.0. Once I've pushed regular DragBug beyond the point of no return, once it can't be pushed any further, that's gonna be the next one. This one's gonna be modified way different. I'm gonna get serious, with this one. DragBug is just, I'm serious about it. It's just, I know it's gonna eventually have limitations, but where are those limitations? I think that's what the issue is, not knowing how far I can take that thing. And so far, it's exceeding all of any thought that I had. All right, Keith, man. It was good having you. Thank you for coming. Got to teach the children's, right? Right. But I can't leave your show running in the kitchen, right? Keith, anytime, man. We're always here. Every day, we're always here. I know, VOC. Wicked shop. Because it is. It's definitely wicked shop. Who is this Mitchell's RC and the $4? So Mitchell's RC, you should go check out his channel. He actually was Larry Mitchell, but he changed it because he was saying that when people would search him, a lot of obviously song stuff would come up. So he just switched it out to Mitchell's RC to make it easier to find. So he's got a YouTube channel. He actually just bought, well, I wouldn't say he just bought. His wife just bought a nice little 4K camera to continue on with the epic burnouts that he's going to be doing soon, I hope. But he's part of the burnout challenge and part of the drag build. He's doing a drag build. He's got a truck going. This guy literally lights up everything. He's got an RJ Speed. You should just go check out his channel. But he's also part of the Facebook group. Larry, you've got to start bombing your channel with content. Make sure you throw content out there now that direction is being sent. The $4, that's for a cup of coffee. It's I'm putting it towards drag build. So it's pretty crazy. Anyway.
Why are you leaving
did
the
Colby?
garage door open?
The garage door's open?
You left it open. Wide open.
No, did I? It was pouring out, wasn't it?
No. The garage door inside the house.
Oh.
It's wide open.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even know.
Yeah, he came back. He just wasn't listening.
Oh, good. Okay, awesome. But the Ford, like I was saying, it's Larry is donating to the cause. He's either giving me a cup of coffee or he's donating towards drag build. Something like that. I'm not sure. But I like that. Who's this Mitchell's RC? Right, pouring there. Yeah, it was literally coming down in buckets. It'd be a perfect opportunity to take out the kaiju and do some more hydroplaning. The kaiju, like if you haven't seen it, I affectionately call it the Jesus Walk. So the Red Cat Racing kaiju with those tires that it has, these literally are mini paddle tires for that kaiju. The kaiju walks on water. That's why I call it the Jesus Walk. It surprised the heck out of me. This is such a well-built, it's not a belted tire. They're pretty inexpensive. They're $30 for a set of 2 of these bad boys right here. These things are absolutely incredible tires and wheels. If you need to get anything Red Cat, what I would recommend trying first is teamredcatshop.com. It's definitely a place to go to get your Red Cat stuff. Like I said, you'll save a couple of bucks. You do have to, I think, order to get over the shipping threshold, but it's fairly inexpensive to get over that. I think like as long as you order $12, it's either $12 or $26 worth of stuff or something like that. But you're ordering, let's say you're ordering a set of these. Obviously, you got to order a set of 2, meaning 2 sets of 2. It's only $30, like $29, $28 for these tires and wheels. They're insane. Look at the pattern on the back of the rim. This thing is built. It's got a nice thick hub. Like the center bore for this wheel is nice and thick. I don't have enough good things to say about these kaiju tires and wheels. They became my favorite setup. That's why I've got you have no idea how many of these I've got. So this is just half of my leaning tower of kaijus right here. I call that my leaning tower of kaijus because it does lean. That's only half of the tires I've got for those wheels or for those cars. I put them on everything. Anything that will take a kaiju, I'll put it on. Now I can see the comments. Holy kaiju, I know. But they're really awesome tires. They really are. I should throw them as a backdrop. Red Cat Kaiju, tires and wheels right there. They really are awesome. No promo code yet. We're working on it. The guys' prices are actually pretty good right now. I forgot how to be mono to mono, so I had to look it up. What? I know, holy kaiju. I had to rig up fishing poles. Nice! For my son and the neighbor's daughter. That's awesome, man, Ronnie. That is cool. My son actually liked fishing for a little while. Traxxas got a few working. Traxxas got a new working mat out. It looks nice. Good size too. Right. Asterian, what is happening? How are you doing? You doing all right, brother? So just right now, just because of how things are going, I obviously have to, obviously move on with other stuff. We are going to be doing a live stream. We are going to be doing another live stream tonight. So we'll do another episode. It'll be another episode, 71 of Shop Talking Wrench. Live check-in is what I'm calling it now, live stream check-in. So it'll be number 71. We had gotten out of it for a while because obviously we're doing this COVID and coffee in the morning check-in. Today we worked on DragBug. We figured out that the wheelie bar is actually going to work. Talked a little bit about DragBug possible 2.0. I mean, it's not possible. I just haven't decided whether if it's going to be a DragBug or not. The DragBug body fits that Kyosho. So this Kyosho Tomahawk, the bug body fits this absolutely perfect. The wheelbase on this is slightly shorter, I think. But either way, because of its configuration, I could actually change the wheelbase once I make a motor plate, because I don't feel like this rear end is going to survive any kind of drag racing. The hubs and everything, it's all held on by pressure and what. It's just the old way of doing things. But Venom guy. Venom. Dude. Telling you, man. Thank you. Thank you for that. That is very appreciative. Holy smokes. $71. Yeah. Well, I don't. All right. So I actually don't know if it was episode 71 or whatever. But what had happened is obviously we got out of the live stream late night stuff for a while because we were doing the COVID and coffee. So that was kind of taking over. And then, just regular, life and stuff. It happens. But so because my favorite number is 69, when I technically restarted doing those nighttime lives, I didn't even bother going back and just trying to figure out how many lives that we had done for live streams, because there's a ton of them. So I just said, you know what? I just got to start it off as live stream number 69 and then just move on from there. So kind of like, how, what is it? Apple and Samsung, how they're battling out with their phones. They go from like the iPhone 10 to now the iPhone 20 or Max or Super Max or whatever it is. Same thing with Samsung. Samsung went from the Note 10 and they jumped 10 and went to the 20. So it's kind of what I did, but I just started it off as kicked it back off. I actually modified the title slightly. So now it's called, the evening one is called Shop Talking Wrench Live Stream Check-In. That way it kind of correlates with live stream COVID and coffee check-in type of thing. That way it, kind of, I guess, puts them together, but not, because they're obviously separate. But I am going to end this live stream right at 11:15 so I can move on with the rest of my day. I want to get that drag bar bracket built. I want to get it 3D printed. I got to do a couple more measurements on it. It's all very basic. You just get out, you get a square layout, throw it in CAD, know your numbers, locate your holes, set your thicknesses, set my channel, because obviously I have to, in CAD, I'll obviously have to do a notch. We realized, what was that? I don't remember what the measurement was. I forget how many centimeters, centimeter, how many millimeters that was. But then also the thought was to somehow put pin locators in there so that I could incrementally move the drag bar further and further out. And obviously eventually they'll get to a max point where it can't go any further. But those are just some of the thoughts that, I'm coming up with for this drag build. It actually, I'm realizing that it has actually gained some popularity, which is pretty cool. We've got a couple of people already on board, so we all know Earl Moorhead already converted one of his Traxxas vehicles. I think it was a Traxxas Slash. Converted a Traxxas Slash into a DragBug. We have Larry Mitchell, which is Mitchell's RC. He actually has his drag vehicle while he's not doing a bug. He's got a truck. It's a four-wheel drive truck. He already just did the burnout. It was a fail, just like mine. Mine was a fail as well. But now, because he's learned that was a fail, he's going to mod up a couple of things, change up some stuff. And I think once he's done with that burnout challenge, then he'll, continue converting his truck into his drag race vehicle. Hopefully he'll do 2-wheel drive. We'll see. It's obviously up to him. But my DragBug challenge is take a vehicle that you've got. It's trying to keep it low budget. Try to use parts maybe that you already have. Or if you can't, just try to keep it minimal. Don't spend a ton of money creating this, quarter mile, 132-foot monster. Just it's trying to turn something that was never designed to be a drag racing vehicle and convert it into a drag racing vehicle. It can be done. I mean, look at this thing. We turned that. We turned this. If you don't know what this is a Red Cat Racing Tornado. So EXP Pro or something like that. This was a 4-wheel drive sand buggy. And we turned it into a drag race. Look at it. It's got crawler tires on the back. But you know what? These crawler tires do exactly what I thought they would do. They hook up. They actually load up the sidewall. They flatten out. It's absolutely crazy how this build is coming along. And now that this thing does a wheelie, it needs a wheelie bar. B-A-H. Wheelie bar. B-A-H. That's right. Bostonian. So now I need to just figure that out. Basically, I already got it figured out. And I think the only thing that's taken my supposed budget build just out of that realm is because I want to design a 3D bracket. I don't have to design a 3D bracket. Like I was saying, you could just use a piece of wood. Use a piece of wood. Blow a couple screw holes through it. Do a channel like I'm doing. Like I could do a little channel with my either like a little router, or I could chip it away with a chisel, or I could chip it away with a screwdriver. Like it doesn't matter. The whole point is a challenge. You'll be challenging yourself. And I think that's what's the best part about this challenge is you will be challenging your skills. And what's great is if we get enough people together, it becomes a bigger challenge. It grows, and it makes you better at doing potentially even other things, like just using your mind and trying to figure it out, like pushing the threshold, pushing the limits. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to jump in. We got obviously it's going to go over 11:15. So today we've got, I obviously go backwards. We got RC Master popped in. We got Kent's RCs. Foundry, guy, you're jumping in right as I'm jumping out. What's going on? Did you just wake up? Hopefully you're feeling okay, man. All this COVID stuff is pretty scary, man. We've got Mitchell's RC is here. That's Larry. We got Justin O'Neill. We've got CCXRC, Frank and Build Right. We got Philip Zelinsky, Ronnie Wills, Asterian SE, Joe Daddy's Garage popped in for a couple. Venom, thank you for that super chat. Let's see. Jeffrey Hay is here. Gus's Custom. Plasty Man. What's going on, guy? This is the first time you've been here. Brushless. You got a 3000 kV brushless ECX amp. Thick motor. And it snaps drive shafts. So much torque. That's awesome. Foundry, I'm sorry I didn't even see you. I must have been monologuing here. Barbecue was here. The super chats were absolutely insane today. Like you guys are absolutely, you blow me away with that. I mean, all of that literally is going to bounce right into drag build, both drag builds, meaning DragBug and DragBug 2.0, because obviously we can expand that a little bit, which is great. Obviously, DragBug, original DragBug is what's first, and then we will start on the Kyosho Tomahawk. And the Kyosho Tomahawk, I'm going to get a little bit more serious on that one only because DragBug, this one, the original DragBug, taught me along its process of the build. And then this one is already two-wheel drive, so there's kind of less modification, but this is going to require more fabrication. This is going to require a better transmission than what's in here. I really don't see this thing surviving any kind of anything. I mean, when you look at the dog bones on this thing, they're pretty weak. I just yeah, this is more of a sand ripper. Not really designed for, I think, drag racing, but I'm going to make it happen. So we also, within the next couple of days, you'll see, there'll be another what's in the box coming. So there's a couple of what's in the box right here. So obviously we got, how many we got? 4. We got four what's in the boxes to happen. That Red Cat Axe edition, I still have, I keep talking about it. I don't have the patience for crawling. I don't mind it. It's hard. It's hard because I like to go fast. So anyways, all right, we're out. I'm just going to say goodbye to everybody. Like I always say, just get out there and rip it. Obviously, today, there's not any ripping it. I actually have to go to my parents' house and do a couple of things for them today. And then just, yeah, I got to make that 3D printed part. I might try and just make it out of something else. I mean, I'll probably make the 3D printed part. Who knows? Maybe I will make a piece out of wood. Just to like throw it in there, because this is DragBug. And this car has been putting such a smile on my face through this whole process that my face hurts from smiling. And isn't that like what any kind of hobby is all about? Whatever, like I've got those phrases, whatever puts a smile on your face, just do it. That's what you should do. Now, if you're Charles Manson and you're murdering people and that puts a smile on your face, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. We're not going to go there. Maintain that social distance. It's big. They're even doing the mandatory masks out in public, depending upon, where you're living. And I am a fairly resistant person, but I looked at this in a different way. I've always had that I don't care about myself kind of attitude, but I care about other people. Like I care about other people more than I care about myself. But obviously you got to care about yourself in order to continue caring about other people, if that makes sense. So I wear the mask. I went to Home Depot. I went to Reckless Hobbies. I look like a total... In my mind, I look like a total idiot or whatever, but the way I looked at it, I'm with my daughter, I'm setting a good example. Making it so if for some strange reason, if I have it, I'm not going to give it to somebody else. Like, obviously, like within my family, there's no choice. But I don't want to bring it home. Like, I go to Home Depot. I go to places to get materials. I'm still out there doing stuff that I got to do. You're still going to be cool. You're still going to be the tough guy, even if you're wearing a mask. I walked into, Reckless and nobody was wearing a mask. I was the only one. And I probably look like an idiot to all of them, but he has kids. Sean, the owner, has kids. And conscience-wise, all around, I'd feel bad if something happened. And let's just say I did come down with it for the second time or whatever it worked. However it worked. I don't think that's how it works, but whatever it is. I don't know. Just it's for a limited time. You know what I mean? It's no big deal. Everybody's doing it. 70% of the people are doing it. Just protect yourself, be good to others, help people if they need help. That's it. And thank you, as always, for coming to this episode of RC Guy Garage's COVID and Coffee Morning Check-In. I'm going to flip the camera around real quick right now just so that I can actually see, like, what's going on here. So there we go. That way I can actually end this in the right way. Something like that. 24 people. It's absolutely insane. So anyways, I will see you guys not only tomorrow morning, but I'll also see you guys tonight. We're obviously going to do a live stream tonight. It's going to be episode 71. And we'll see if I actually got anything done. I know Earl wants to know if I got my my heat gun squared away. Maybe that will be about squaring away the heat gun, because I did put that on the back burner just because, yeah, I don't know. There's so many other things to do. You know what I mean? I could go to Home Depot. Not Home Depot. I could go to Harbor Freight and spend $4 and get a brand new heat gun, but I'm trying to fix this one, and I've already got it like pretty much squared away. So like I always say, be good to everybody. Get out there and just rip it. And thank you, everybody, for coming to this live stream. We are going to end it on this note. And yeah, seriously, thank you guys, all of you guys, for everything that you're doing for this channel. You have no idea how awesome this experience, everything is. So I'm out of here. We'll see you later. Thank you for coming.